Good morning, Revealing Truth Ministries family and friends. Welcome to this Thursday morning Deeper Dive Live. We winning today. We are winning today. We have with us the lady of the hour. Can I say that? We have with us Miss Pastor Avery Gamage. Give us some love. Give it up. Give it up. Give it up. We're glad that she can be with us this morning. You know, the Deeper Dive gives us opportunity to attend to the things that God has said to us as we've determined to be people who are most blessed. Most blessed indeed. Here we are. We made it a few days after Christmas.
Yeah.
And, man, I just wanted to take a moment. I'm glad that you're here because no one could just, throw some flowers for the people who took part in the production, more than you, right? You were there. You were. I mean, it's almost like I was gonna say this was your baby, right? This is your thing. So
Yes.
I'm glad that you're here to speak to like what it took and the dedication of the crew.
Yeah.
From the folks we saw on stage, behind stage. I mean, there's so many hands that were involved in the No Jesus, No Christmas stage production that I want to give you the opportunity to let them know how much they are appreciated. Yeah. Before that, though, I got to throw some flowers.
Okay.
Because many who will watch the Deeper Dive don't know that you are very Gamage. You've held this month down. Huh? Our whole Christmas experience,
awesome. Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Our whole Christmas experience. You spearheaded so many things from the marketplace, which was phenomenal.
Yes.
Parent night was so fun.
That's right.
And into our stage production, and we're getting ready to go into New Year's to cap it all off. So flowers to you, flowers to you. It's appropriate you wore your yellow shirt, daisies and sunflowers. Let's go.
We in there.
Yes, but as it relates to No Jesus, No Christmas stage production, man, what did it take? How long were you all preparing and practicing for?
We started, I would say, back in August is when we really just started to sit, Pastor and Miss Ora Tanner, who was the playwright, just getting some concepts down.
Shout out to Ora Tanner.
Ora Tanner,
yes.
who's phenomenal, which is a testimony in itself, and really starting at Easter, because Easter was our first time doing a big production, and then we did another big one for Christmas. So that was like a gold moment for collective worship in our ministry in general. But with Miss Ora, in the way she writes, she gives us like 4 concepts, which is amazing.
Wow.
She don't just give us one, she gives us 4 to choose from.
Wow.
And then from there is when we were like, oh man, this will be awesome. And what stood out to us for this particular one, it involved a lot of the youth. And that was one of Pastor's biggest push, was making sure that we instill in our youth that it's important for you to understand that Christmas is about Jesus. What we kind of experienced growing up, making sure that they have the same opportunities as well. So she started it off with the concept and just really running with that. And then from there is meeting up with the team.
Yeah.
The team is
I want to say this, because at some point you do have to fight back, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if we don't push back, things that are value to us will slip away. So at some point you got to fight back. Say enough is enough.
Correct. And
no
this definitely
Jesus,
was a
no
stamp
Christmas.
for
Let's
sure.
Right.
And it was funny too, because even when we brought it to the staff, we kind of like put a spin on it. We thought we were running in the right direction when we were saying to know Jesus is to know Christmas. And Pastor was like, no, it needs to be no Jesus, no Christmas. And I'm glad he fought for that, because I think it needed to be that way.
Yeah, that's the point.
Right.
Yeah.
And so from there, meeting up with the team, which consisted of our props team. Shout out to LaWarner Moore. She spearheaded our props team.
Yes.
And it's a list of them under there. I wish I can just go through everybody's name, but it's a whole team of them. Mr. Frankie, who's on our staff.
Yes,
who built the
Bob
stage.
Bob the builder. Yes.
Quiet soul, but he loves that.
Yeah.
And then pulling them together. And then we had our production team who's over our lighting, our audio, sitting with them to get their vision of how can we bring this alive and making sure that people are able to hear it, see it, feel it. So the shout outs to JT, because he was our captain over our production team.
Pastor Javon
Thompson.
Yes.
And then from there, it was meeting up with the cast. And man, when I say the cast was
casting,
phenomenal,
yes,
like phenomenal.
Man.
And this year was our first time doing we call it a meet and greet.
Okay.
Where they would come out, they would do auditions, table reading, they had headshots.
Nice.
An opportunity to meet with the production. I mean, it was like a big moment, but our cast was phenomenal. Some of them was their first time acting. But from the youth, London Gamage was the lead with UL. We had Anelli Joseph, which was Frankie. Murr was Trinity Walker. We had the Snoops, which was Miss Charlene Cortez, and Lance Felton, which was a friend of Randy.
Okay.
In her one of her acting classes. So we were able to meet him and bring him on. Who else? We had Joanna Page. She was one of the crowd members. We had our very own Jasmine Jones, who stepped in to be a crowd member. I mean, so many of them. Who was I missing? Got the Snoops. Oh, you had Renata Smith.
Right.
Who was the Candy. You had
Jason
Donaldson. He was the Candy. One of their last name is Candy, the detective. But Not was one of the agents. Takira Shiloh, which we called her the Turkey Wings girl. She was hilarious.
The reporter.
The reporter was Leah Brown.
Right.
Her cameraman was my nephew, Anthony Moore. It was so many. Of course, we had extras on extras on extras, which is a part of our UR. So shout out to our UR student ministry.
That's right.
Their leaders and the youth participated in that. Some of the factory students participated. So it was just a phenomenal
I gotta say
cast.
that as I sat and watched, I was like, man, this casting is amazing. I mean, is it an easy thing to get? Like, that's that person's personality. Like, they are playing that part. That is them. Was that easy to do? Was that just a thing? Am I putting too much into it?
No,
or what?
no. When they came in, you already kind of knew. We had over, I want to say, I think it was like 20 people that tried out.
Wow.
For the main characters, but you could just see the ones like they already embodied the characters. It's like, okay, we'll do this process to make sure everybody gets an ample, opportunity. But we already knew,
that's you.
You're definitely that. That's that's just your character. But it was fun though, and nobody felt any type of way if we said, "Hey, you didn't get it." It was like, okay, just put me somewhere. So they were just excited to be a part of being a part.
Right.
So that was an awesome opportunity. And then we had our, my right-hand person was Miss Tony Gwen Fisher, who was my stage manager.
Nice.
She's a quiet soul, but she is amazing with organization, with just making sure people are together. She made sure calendars were together, reaching out to people, make sure they knew rehearsal times.
Has she done it before?
No.
Wow.
This is her first time doing it, and she was amazing. She was amazing. Okay. I didn't have to think about anything because she knew what needed to happen. But yeah, it was just awesome. I'm trying to think of who else.
Now, so we had 2 showings on Sunday at the 2 services.
Right.
But what is the importance of a premiere, having a premiere? So
premiere, we were always just thinking about, because, mostly on Sundays, everyone is kind of serving. So not everybody gets an opportunity to be in the moment. And so we wanted to make a special time just for our volunteers to see it first, to have an opportunity to see it, so that we know on Sundays, we know you're going to be in different places. Okay. You don't feel like you're being left out, or you're not having an opportunity to even be with your family to view it. So we created this moment for our Easter production. We was like, hey, let's carry this over to our Christmas as well. But it's just a viewing to be able to kind of get the jitters out for the actors, for the crew, but then the opportunity for our volunteers to just understand that we value them. We wanted to create a special moment for you guys. And so we had that premiere on Saturday. And they can bring family and friends too, but it was for our volunteers and extended campuses, which went well.
Listen, no cap. I was sitting in the movies doing a break, and I was like, man, we could do this.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we ain't far from being able to get the cameras and do this. Like, all the pieces are there. Absolutely. From the music production to the the
shout out to music.
Shout out to music.
Brother
right.
Nate Westbrooks, right?
Is all the music original? Except for I know that at the end you had some Christmas song.
The finale was definitely put together by just
That's
songs
my favorite
that
Christmas song. I appreciate that.
Oh,
Holy Night at the
oh,
end.
that's
I
right.
appreciate
You did
that.
say
Yes.
that. Yep.
That-
But the original song was The Preach, the one that Esther and Esther Snoops did.
Okay.
That was written by my husband, Terrence Gamage, and produced by 2SC. That was
That's
fun.
so good.
Yes, that was fun. And then Brother Nate helped with all of the sound effects and all of the music putting together. I gave him a vision of what I wanted for the finale. And when I tell you, he went over and above to make sure it came alive. So shout out to Nate for that. But yeah, it was a group effort.
Everything we need is in the house.
What?
That's so good.
Everything we need.
That's so good.
It was amazing.
That's good stuff. Again, shout out to the Christmas experience.
Yes.
No
it was
Jesus,
fun.
no Christmas.
Yeah.
Everyone who had a part in that. It's amazing. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
And Evan.
Miss
Our
Evan.
very own Evan. She helped with the props. She built London's room, UL's room. That was all Miss Evan's vision. You can kind of see it.
So
Look at the
neat.
colors and stuff now.
I see,
You
right.
can see it's Evan. Like, it's all
Yeah.
Evan. But, yeah. There's so many people. Like, I should have brought a list. But, yeah, it's so many people
That's
that
neat.
helped.
So do we have, after, this is the second stage production to this level, you basically have the template now?
Oh, yeah.
For moving forward? How?
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely have a template and adding to it. But
Right.
we're finding our rhythm.
Right.
And we're finding what things are working well and things we need to, maybe change and alter. But I think we're finally finding a rhythm. So we're excited. Looking for next year, Easter
Ready to
and
go
Christmas.
to the Mojave?
Sure.
I skipped the Strauss. I know we're in Tampa, but I represent St. Pete. The Mojave's over there.
it's
So
always.
ready for the Mojave?
Absolutely.
Awesome. That's good.
Got to
Good
take it out
stuff.
eventually.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Speaking of taking it out,
Yeah.
right? The message, no Jesus, no Christmas, speaks outside of this building loudly, right?
Yeah.
The point, just bringing Christ back to the culture,
Right.
is a point that Pastor Brian made on Sunday. So let's talk about like the value of that. And, I'll go through my neighborhood and see how people are celebrating the moment. And I appreciate my neighbor across the street, right? He has some younger kids, and so far, years past, he's done his decorations, got to do it, got the kids and everything. This year, I think he was even more intentional about making sure that Jesus was represented. So he had his inflatable manger scene.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, let's go, man.
Right.
That's the way we do it. But bringing Christ back to the culture, let's talk about doing that through the arts,
Yeah.
right?
I think it was perfect because there was a line actually that London said in the play that I thought was perfect. I don't know verbatim, but she was just talking about how we do the lights because Jesus is the light of the world. And we sing songs because the angels sing, So it was like everything that we do, quote unquote, during this Christmas time, whether it's the music, whether it's the lights, whether it's giving gifts, it's all to represent him. And you can do that anytime. Like you can
Right.
give gifts at any moment and give God glory in it all. You can sing songs to worship him at any time to give him glory. So it's never we only do it during this moment, but it can continue if you just remember to just keep the focus on him.
Speaking of lines from the play, did the cast have liberty to ad lib, make it
yeah.
theirs?
Yes.
So was this was a bar? I called this one. This was nice. In the fire with your Fendi and burning up in your Balenciaga. Like,
yes.
was that written in the
That
script?
was
Or
written.
that was somebody?
That's Miss Ora Tanner.
Man,
Oh yeah. That's
I was
Miss
like,
Ora
man,
Tanner.
speak that. That was good.
But yeah, they definitely had freedom to add what felt right. But for the most part, Ms. Ora did an amazing job of giving them the grace. And she even came to the meet and greet. So in those moments, they can communicate, hey, this will fit better. Or you can say it like this. So it all just came together. But I think the arts is important to what we're doing and just our ability to showcase. To me, I see arts like parables.
Got it.
You know what I mean? It's
Right.
the same type of idea. It's just how do we reach the generation that we're in?
Yeah.
And I believe the arts definitely carry that message.
The arts is definitely speaking in this generation,
for sure.
right? To the culture now. Another central message of Jesus coming, Christ coming to the earth, God in flesh is reconciliation.
Yeah.
Jesus bringing us back into relationship with the Father. And that message can be lived out through the way that we interact with one another.
Yeah.
The stage performance definitely gave families the opportunity to come together.
Yeah.
And I appreciate how even the, I don't know the terminology, but the way I almost called it a movie, the way that the production went, there's that line of reconciliation even in the candies,
Yes.
right? Because, it opened up with them having, maybe there was a little static with their young budding, their daughter is growing up, coming into her own.
Yeah.
And they had some ups and downs throughout it. But in the end, the central point that Jesus is to be remembered in this season brought everybody back together.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's definitely something that can be duplicated and remembered in our families and our interactions with people.
Yeah.
Beyond Christmas.
Yes.
I mean, if
absolutely.
I'm good with God, then really I should be good with you,
Correct.
right?
Right.
That's good. Good stuff.
Yeah.
So when April's not far away,
Yeah. Not far.
I guess we can't squeeze in a production in between now and then, huh?
Yeah, no. We're gonna be consistent with the Easter and
Okay.
Christmas,
All
until we
right.
get a good flow, and then we'll see.
Okay.
See what the Lord says.
That's a good rhythm. That's a good rhythm.
Yeah.
Well, wow, we've moved past Christmas and here we are
We are here.
looking into New Year's weekend. I know there's a lot planned for
Yes.
New Year's starting Sunday, 9 o'clock
9
service, 11 o'clock service, and then 10 p.m.
Sneaker ball.
sneaker ball right here at the Tampa campus. You have anything to say in anticipation for that event?
No, just come ready to have some fun.
Come ready to have some fun.
Have some fun. Dress your best. Our pastor will have an awesome message towards the end of the 10 p.m. service. I believe we are still streaming. So if
Okay.
you're not able to make it, you can definitely stream and get that message so you don't feel like you'll be missing anything. But yeah, let's come. Let's bring the new year in and have some fun.
All right. The weekend is upon us. Here we are, and we're ready for it. We're excited about closing out this new year together, welcoming in the new year together. 2024 is going to be infinitely more. Yeah, infinitely more. So until we see you again, go through this day knowing that we love you. God does too. Keep attending and keep being most blessed. We'll see you soon.